Good morning, everyone. Michael Venezia. I'm the head trader at TradeView Markets. As you can see, this is the TradeView Markets site. If you just used to going into TradeGate Hub, but this is the main site. Real good stuff. To go off on a tangent. Let's go into TradeGate Hub. Bottom line, today is June 18th. It's 11:07. We're a little late. Obviously, some of you, if you're going to just tuning in and probably join in later, you can't blame me. Okay, the bottom line is, what happened the last 2 days is this is big boy stuff. Okay, now a lot of the times in the meetings I talk about there are different types of traders, just like there are different types of doctors. You can be a doctor, but you could be an anesthesiologist, you could be an optometrist, you could be an orthopedic surgeon. So just as a trader, there's no, I shouldn't use the word shame, because if you're a professional trader at a high level, you're a professional. But with that being said, is there's different ways to take money out of this market. And how you doing? And one of the examples of taking money out of the market is just being just a trader and just using biggest range. There's my level 2 right there, and biggest gainers. Just train the big poppers, the large range movers, and trade cleanly, and just trade predicated upon volume, rating, range of good price action, and and go about your day, and then do it all over again the next day, just like any other job, if you will. The majority of traders, I find that they bring things home with them, and that's what I do. And what happened the past couple of days in the markets on a macro level was something this was big boy trading and big boy movements coming. So, like I said, if you're just here to take money out of the market every day, there's no shame in that, if you will. I know a lot of people do it. Some people in the room do it. The bills get paid and your kids are educated, blah, 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 and that's fine. The style I have is that I need a rhyme or a reason to do something. And that sometimes, range, volume, and good price action is good enough. So I'll get to the point of why I am saying this today. And that was because of the speech on Wednesday, the reaction, an amazing rotational reaction upon Thursday and into this morning. And what happened, let me tell you a story here. And that has to do with watching Mike Santoli's closing comments yesterday. And I was once in college and I had an assignment to do. And the teacher said, you have to read, 2 chapters, come prepared on Tuesday. So, by the way, there's the other one I wanted you to watch. If ever you had to do it, it was today to watch Mike Santoli. So the teacher said to me, she goes, all right, everybody, what do you have to say about chapters 1 and 2? And naturally, I didn't read chapters 1 and 2. And she says, Michael, did you read the chapters? And I said, no. She says, excuse yourself from class. So I took the walk of shame in front of all my peers and classmates. And instead of being the guy that always got away with it and doing things, my way, and being maybe a little bit on the natural side, if you will, she said, get out of the room. So with that being said, if you didn't watch these 2 videos with Mike Santoli, then you shouldn't be even watching the rest of the telecast. I don't mean to be harsh. I'm going to watch it again. Okay. Tactical sentiment. And it has been, by the way, stock picking. And that's because the rotation. Some of you that are confused about why the market's down 400 and my stocks are up need a little bit more of a lesson and should do a little bit more of homework. And by the way, I digress. The past 2 days, if you will, I have probably read or absorbed more information about my universe, the people that I respect, if you will, than I have in some time, because there's more reasons why things are going on than just Micron's up, so let me buy a couple of other semiconductors of a tag along play. There's some major movement going on, major charts, major volume. And one day, it's all good and it's all said, it's all good when everybody wants to trade, AMC. And like I said, not to be redundant, nothing wrong with that. But if you ever get to a high level, I happen to think that I'm on that level, And when you want to trade, 20 to 50 or 100,000 Citibank and not lose sleep at night because the algo, you're not going to worry about the algos because what happened on a macro level today changed things. So here we go. The basic materials oversold. That's the XLB. So what did I do this morning? I looked up the XLB's top 10 holdings, top 20 holdings. Freeport McMoran's one of them. So I took note of that. Bios are overbought. Energy in the middle. Fins getting annihilated. Not being dramatic. Housing. Listen, self-explanatory. So within these sectors, I do two things each day. I take along where the stocks are doing and how they're acting. I look at the best of breed and I write them down. Excuse me. For example, if Freeport McMoran was down big this morning, that's a basic material stock. So it's got to be where the lowest green it's been since what? In a year. I'm in. One day doesn't make a trade, or one day doesn't make a reversal. But we're here to take money out of the market. So I'm changing my style a little bit. Doesn't mean that I think Freeport McMoran is going to go to all-time highs. It's probably not, due to what happened Wednesday, Thursday, and even today. But I'm trading it. And that was a trade. And that's okay due to this. The VIX. When the VIX is up, you can afford to do that. Tesla, by the way. Like, that's not good. Where's gold? Gold did the pullback. The rest of them did the pullback too. Nugget. Let's go back. Futures, well, I think they're breaking low. I bought these here, 31.64. This is a new break low. 31.62. I'm going to jump ahead just because, as I said here, the main room. 41.64, my next target, doing some ES bidding, and I did buy it. I did actually bought it at 41.63. I'm in, and then I doubled down. Now the futures are breaking low at 11:14 a.m. That's not necessarily what I'd like to see. I'm not married to the trade. The futures trade, that is. Let's go back. Bottom line is, I talked about this being a macro trade. I'll get right to it. Those are the sectors. Top open interest, net, AMD. AMD was the strongest on the board yesterday. AMD is positive again. Today's the market's down 500 points. Same with pins. So there's no surprise why I post these. Why the smart money goes to, or the options money is really the smartest money. And that was you. Okay, so let's look at you. You yesterday was up $8. If I'm correct, there's you. You just went positive. You was positive. All right. So a stock like you, with we're long it, that had huge volume on the bottom here, was up $8, breaking out, and had a heavy option volume. So the stock today was 103.80. So the bottom line is the stock is up. It was up $9 yesterday. The market's down 500, and the worst they could do was open down a half a point. That's what Tim Ferry would call relative strength. Let's go to more. All right. Gold miners, most oversold. Technology, most overbought. But that's right now. That's optimism. That's not price action. So we have to keep that in mind. Decent washout in many groups. This is the GLD sentiment right there. And as I said in the room this morning, I came in long Newmont Mining. And I sold Newmont Mining. Let me see if I can get this back. I'm going to get these trades back just to show you. This is what we're showing. Trades, symbol. Let's go to Newmont. Time in the morning. I came in long Newmont. The bottom line, let me give you a reason before I say it. Okay, it's quad witching. If you don't know what quad witching is, in all due respect, look it up. Because it's, I don't want to be responsible for the jargon because it's a little bit technical, but Newmont Mining was at the 200-day moving average. It got annihilated, if you will. I hate that word, but it did. It was at $6 or something on 3 times its normal volume, resting on its 200-day. So it being quad witching, I thought that Newmont Mining would stop, or at least bounce, trade only, to 65. I don't think it's going to go back to the 70s, if you will. So I thought it was going to go back to 65. The stock closed at like 60, 63.90. Where did it close? 63.67 new mine closed. I'm up this morning, by the way, trades. 4 in the morning, as you can see, this is AM. Selling 2,000, 3, 4, 4,000 new mine, 5,000 new mine at 64. I got my high at 64.92. And then the stock opens at 63.68. So I saved myself $1.30 on 6,000 shares by, this is me, Mike V. Right? Yeah, seriously. Selling blocks in Newmont at 4 in the morning. The bottom line is I thought it was, so it went to my 65 strike price. I didn't get stubborn. And the stock wound up opening lower. And I'm probably going to buy it back at some point, but the trade might be over. The trade might be over. You know what I mean? So that's where I was selling some Newmont mining. And that's only because I meant to say this, is because the GLD sentiment was washed out. So when you have a trade like this, it's best to buy the best in breed, because if it gets stuck in it, and it does, by the way, stocks can stay oversold or overbought for a lot longer than a lot of people can stay solvent. So I bought the best of breed, and that was Newmont. I didn't, and I also bought a little bit of NUGT options. I'm not going to lie. All right, crude sentiment. That's the one that's yet to come down. Excuse me again. As I said, it's 4 in the morning. I'm telling you, selling stuff. With that being said, I'll go to the crude chart after. I have this written down. All right. NAAM sentiment, another bump higher this week with the pros a bit more bullish. Next week, it's going to be the people now that the market's down 500 today, people are going to be less bullish, which is good. Jim Cramer, that was an hour ago, but that was really 4 hours, you could see. Many are fretting about commodities, but the Fed chair said they would take care of themselves. This week, my money is on the Fed. Big money. Helene Meisler, the coach's friend. Halfway through my charts and takeaways is that someone wanted out of the industrials, banks, and commodities yesterday. Look at even Jim Cramer comment. Citibank. Oh, I'll go to the chart after. That's an example. Upgrades, downgrades. I'm giving you all the information here. I'm giving you, as Bill Parcells would say, I'm giving you the groceries to cook the dinner. Saw Bill Parcells the other day, was the track. Buys, ARC trades always. Buys and sells, I'm giving them. I'm long some alt if you saw yesterday's winners and losers. Self-explanatory. Look at the biggest gainers yesterday. The pages has over 150% of just the gainers. Look at the board. Look at that they give you. And the down list. Right? That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 18 stocks at least had 2 times its nominal volume. I could scroll down more. You get the picture. Amazon Prime Day. Jim Cramer gave you CLNE this morning. Read that afterwards. I'm not going to be redundant about this, but whatever. So with that being said, what did we do? This is the market now. All right, the market bounced. I didn't look. So the market, I'll have to take off the pre-market. Show outside, no. All right, so market held to 61, 41.62. So I'm okay for now. Now I'm hoping the quad witch and the market being over, I think being down, 450, being oversold a little bit. I can get a little leeway on the futures, but it's the TNA that's in trouble there. BLI just came in. Nougat, give me no relief. Dragonfly, serve. Okay, this is the page. This is the Citibank chart, like I said. Somebody wanted out. And this isn't, this is monster volume. Let's even go to a weekly. It's monster volume on Citibank. Happens once every October. Happens maybe once every 8 to 10 months on a weekly that type of volume happens. Let's get to AMD. Yesterday, 80 million shares, was up $4, closed above the 200 day. For those that like to come in flat every day, every morning, for AMD closing at 84.57 and the futures opening down 40 handles, the stock opened down 90 cents, was a good buy. I don't care what the symbol was. Relative strength again. You have Adobe announced earnings that was helping the group. Here's the GLD, actually making a little bounce now. You know what I wanted is to bounce more. It's a GLD being up here and with that oversold, it's exhausting its move up. I wish they blasted it still, but it's staying positive for this long is exhausting its relative strength, if you will. So I don't like that. And I wasn't expecting a V-shaped bottom in gold, by the way. I still don't. Chinese stocks acting well. So you get the picture. Let's go to the Twitter feed, see what's going on here. I wasn't expecting a V-shaped bottom anyway. I agree. SPX might be rolling over, but the growth is still staying strong. It's rotation. Bank of America, what's Citibank doing? So Citibank, let's just give you an example. Citibank in 3 days has gone from 73 to 67. And by the way, that's big money. That's on, you know, and the most it could muster up is 60, is a 50-cent bounce. That, you know, that's something that I don't really want to stick my neck out into. Obviously, the CLNE gave you that this morning. Kramer stock bounced. SoFi, this is the Wall Street Bets. GM, I sold it like a chump. There wasn't much juice in the punch bowl from 58.5 to 59. 70 cents on GM would have been good. The stock's trading, you know, 9 million. I could have put 10, 15,000 of that. That would have helped. Okay, let's go to my other list here. Now, keep in mind it is quad witching. And the main thing to remember is that because there's going to be wild movements, you want to have to pick your price. First of all, I'm not going to trade actively, but you're going to want to pick your prices because these are where these are where the trades turn into positions, because even ExxonMobil is going to be having it like $1 swing and things like that. So if you don't want to hold it, don't bid for it, don't buy it. This is not the time to get sexy. Soxel, the semis breaking low, AMAT breaking low. Hold on a second. I got a call here. Hold on. All right, anyway, CVAC, good range. Lennar, home builder bouncing. Why is Lennar home builder bouncing? Because maybe the home builders, housing were there, but the Finns are yet to do it. And the housing was the same unit, but I don't know why they're not doing it yet, the Finns. I'm not going to step in front of them. Vera Strategy, this looks to me like the semis are going lower. Vino, Charles Schwab. Okay. Biggest losers with volume. Let's go to what's on the low today. Rio, BBL, Amazon, TQQ. Now the Nasdaq's breaking lower. That's not a good sign. Now they're going to probably pick up some. Now they're going to rotate. And that makes complete sense. Although they're not going into gold anymore. That's a bad trade. They got me. All right. Okay. So quad witching. It's approaching lunchtime. You have to be aware of the news of what's going on. Yes, it's no disrespect to Jim Cramer, but he is the voice and reason right now. Let's see if he's commented. And I'm going to do very little, and I'm going to do a lot. I'm going to do a lot of this is a macro homework day. This is a day where you want to learn, and I'm going to be looking for prices, and I'm going to be looking for volume. I'm going to be keeping my eye on the GLD. Whoa, what's that there? I'm so pardon. I'm going to be eyeing the GLD. And I want to share the screen again. My main screen. Futures. Now that we're going to break low. You know what? I'm not going to be hanging around for the third time. I'm not going to be hanging around for the third time with 3162 right here. No, not today. I don't want to be a hero. This is not a hero type of situation, as a matter of fact. Just you're going to have to continue the TGH for any late plays. The market, I will say something with the market like this, best of breed and you know, a stock like Walmart, you know, you want to stick your nose out in some JP Morgan, completely out of favor, do it in small pieces, but certainly a lot of good quality stocks are getting bought. So I wouldn't expect any low floaters, if you will, to be popping, because nobody has an interest in low floaters when there's good quality on sale. Certainly nobody wants to pay up for these low float stocks when you could buy JP Morgan and put away them for discount, if you will. So anyway, turn into the room and stay tuned. I'm going to be posting this afternoon. And until then, or at least have a good weekend until then, there's nothing wrong with not doing anything now, but some quality stocks are getting on sale. So any questions I'll take later, and I'll get back to you when I can. Until then, have a plan and trade well. Thank you.